David, last time I spoke to you was in Mull, when we were talking about tourism in Mull. But in Oban, there's the obvious, the scenery around Oban, but it's the people and the spirit that is one of the main draws here, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. You just take a wander around the place, even today in October, it's raining, it's not.
That's why we're inside.
But it's, I think even if you arrive from outer space and you found yourself in Oban, you would find yourself in a special, warm, welcoming place. And it's a town with a population that's used to accepting and welcoming visitors. Mm-hmm. But there's also, and importantly, a really vibrant and progressive business community that embraces that, not just from a profitability point of view, but from an experiential one. People enjoy coming to Oban and they enjoy coming back, so everybody here must be doing something right. And
even talking to people in the businesses today, there's people that have moved here from elsewhere in Scotland, have fallen in love with Oban, and as you say, the community spirit, you can get a real sense of the reason they stay is because they feel there is a community here, even though it is still a big town. There is a sense of community.
It is. I think it's palpable. I mean, I live in another part of Argyll, but those of us that don't live in Oban gravitate towards it. It's not just because of the wider sort of suite of services and facilities that the smaller places don't accommodate, but people do come here for the crack. They come to enjoy themselves. A shopping expedition in Oban is more enjoyable because it's Oban and because the people make it special.
Having gone round the businesses today, there's people that have started a business after they've moved from elsewhere in Scotland. They feel there's a real sense of community here. There is, isn't there?
For sure. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a place that people gravitate towards, even that live in other parts of Argyll. Mm-hmm. There's a really impressive independent retail network here, which I think appeals to local people and visitors alike. But it's that connection with the person that you're making the transaction with. That's a reason to come to Oban. Shopping experiences or food and drink experiences in Oban are special because of the people and the experience.
We talked about this in Mull as well. There's obviously a lot of Argyll's about tourism, mm-hmm. and you get the peaks and the troughs of that. But the local community is so important for an area like this to thrive.
Everything that we do in trying to encourage tourism is now it's focused on the community benefit. We're not, Visit Scotland or local marketing groups or anybody engaged in that we're not trying to impose tourism on communities. We need the communities to guide us and tell us what they want, what experiences they want to pursue, the kind of products they want to develop, because it's tomorrow's customers are looking for authenticity, and you can't do that if it's a fake repertoire.
Tell me a little bit about the legacy. Oban, it's been a huge year for Oban. Maud's here at the moment.
Yes.
It's very, very busy. But Maud, of course, has been here, I think, about 17 times. It's one of the most popular places for it to visit. Also, the Clipper World Tour, you were on the list along with places like Seattle and Cape Town, Oban.
Yeah.
That must be a huge thing for the town.
It was a huge thing for the town, and there was a cynical view that Oban wouldn't be able to deliver, but it did, and it did it, in spades. Attracting world-class international events to a place like Oban is a significant enough achievement. But the fact that we are confident that the Clipper teams want to come back to Oban speaks volumes about
They said it was one of their favourite places.
They did, overwhelmingly, and it wasn't just the crews, but their friends and family who were here to welcome them back across the Atlantic on the homecoming leg. Hundreds of them. Mm-hmm. And everybody we spoke to was of the same opinion, that Oban was the friendliest, most welcoming, most fun and engaging host port out of the entire race.
I mean, when you think about the fact that who needs Washington and Seattle when you've got Oban? To be put above that is
my view entirely. I would love. And I know that the overwhelming majority of traders and townspeople would love the Clipper to return. It's just one example. The Maud has been coming to Oban for decades. And of course, that's a valuable part of the Oban offer is the Gaelic tradition. The mod, you can't get a more obvious kind of introduction, or public introduction to that type of culture. And actually, it's not something that's dying. It's something that actually is encouraging more participation from people who not necessarily have any connection to it before.
And putting you on the spot, what is it that makes Oban so amazing and special?
It's the people, but it's the people are fundamental to the success or the attractiveness of any destination. Everybody wants to be made to feel welcome, not processed. And I think Oban achieves that in a very natural sort of a way. And of course, there's all the things that you've already talked about. There's the attractions, the activities, the history, the culture, the wildlife. It's a huge list of reasons why people would want to come into Oban and want to come back, which is really important for the local economy.
And having gone into the businesses today, it's quite funny every time we've gone in, the person who's working in the shop is having a good gap with somebody that's local and they're in there for the afternoon. I think that's what it's all about.
I think that's absolutely, that's a significant part of what makes this town attractive. People come in for the blather, for the crack. They might not even buy anything. That's a normal everyday.
They're the worst customers.
Well, maybe not to be encouraged, but that's a normal everyday occurrence in any shop, bar, pub, cafe, restaurant. Even the library, I'm sure.